I had to give Deontay Wilder the business at some point. And I can't remember what he did. But, he could handle it. Deontay, big and strong, this beautiful guy and a powerful. He can handle getting roughed up by old Chael. But I will tell you, I came at him pretty hard, and I was really stunned at the level of stupid that was coming out of his mouth. The next thing I know, he goes on Ariel's show, and he's packing guns. So Ariel tells me, hey, man, he didn't like the things you had to say about him. But this is the same time that he sends me the clip of the guns. So I'm instantly, hey, what are you telling me? He's packing guns because I came at him in the media? Is that really what you're telling me? So now I got a stupid guy that's also a chicken? What the hell is he going to do with the guns? And he's only got 2? I mean, right? It's one of these things. You want to put something in your hand? I'm going to kick you in the nuts. It was just a weird situation. But I stayed off it. Like, I can't get any traction with Deontay. I can't make any money talking about Deontay. I couldn't get any money if Deontay was sitting on my lap right now. We were doing an interview. So it's no problem. If that freaked a guy out to the point that he felt unsafe and had to get some weapons, if that is what happened, I'll leave the guy alone. I'm not looking to pick on a guy. And it's been that way for years. For years. I haven't. Again, I can't make any money with him anyway. All right. But to have somebody in our industry know so little about the industry, and it's a tough one. Like, you will have Francis. Francis could not create $1. He could not create $1. But he made a lot of money in the industry. In fact, he was one of the highest paid guys. So he looks at it and goes, how are you critiquing me? I'm the one that figured it all out. But the answer is we're saying 2 different things. You can get dollars. You can. They'll do that in charity. You can be given dollars. What's the difference? Well, the difference when you create dollars, the part that you get is a portion of what you brought in. There is a profit. You have partners. You did business, which means it's sustainable. He got a lot of money. He did not make a lot of money. There's a really big difference. And I would only share for you, like, Francis went really far, and Francis isn't alone. Jon Jones would be in this category right there with him, but so would about everybody else. I mean, Valentina Shevchenko is going to be right in there. Like, when you have people in the business that really have done well financially, but they have no idea how or why. So I'm reading Deontay Wilder today. I mean, I'm stunned at what I'm reading. Like, the guy could get an interview. I can give Deontay a hard time. The truth is, if Deontay's people contact me, I'd put him on right now. There's something there with Deontay Wilder, and he's had some of those moments, and he's been in there and done that. Like, there's something there where I want to give him a hard time or not. But to look at this and understand how little he understands about our industry. So he's calling for a fight with Francis. Now, this is a broken record. He's been calling for that fight for years. He's not completely wrong. He was more right years ago than he is now. But even coming off the Joshua fight, like, there was some momentum. And there was only one fight anyone wanted to see Francis do. But it happened to be Deontay. And while they both probably would have been given money, they both probably weren't not going to make money, they were getting closer. And they were going down a path that was getting closer to something that made sense. But even back then, Deontay couldn't leave well enough alone. He couldn't do it. And he couldn't do it because he didn't get it. He started calling for dual fights back then. So there's a fight that he's trying to get that's going to be a loser. But it's less of a loser, and that's kind of what we're doing, and we got contracts with guys, and sometimes a lesser loser can be viewed as a win, and I'm only sharing for you. Instead of trying to get that one fight, he tried to get 2. He tried to sweeten the pot by saying, we'll do MMA and then we'll box, and it's just weird. it's weird that he would not understand. Francis is not an MMA guy. He left MMA and went over to boxing because he wanted to box. But Deontay is not an MMA guy. It's weird that he wanted to understand these guys could arm wrestle for all it matters. If you have two guys and you have a dispute, and you as a promoter can bring us, the audience, dispute resolution, the faster you can do that, the better. We don't want to see a long, drawn-out fight. There is no fan going, give me more rounds. There has never been a fan saying, I wish this was more rounds. It is the greatest misconception from promoters to commissions and everybody involved. The sooner they can realize the worst part of the show is that part. Right? It's pro wrestling's one great understanding. They know the worst thing about watching pro wrestling is the wrestling. So get it in, get it out, and get us back to the entertainment. All right, now I'm just going to save that thought. Because Deontay, who's working to get a fight with Francis, which is a loser. It's a loser. But he could still get something, right? Doesn't go to get a fight with Francis. He tries to get two. So in one ask, he brings two. Now, there's no promoter out there. None. None. Not Pete, not Don, not Dana, not Aram, not Hearn, not De La Hoya. There's no promoter out there who's doing MMA and boxing in the same night. There's no promoter out there who's having two guys compete twice in one night. So when Deontay comes out with the world's stupidest idea, who is he speaking to? Which person that's willing to take a loss in the Francis business, where all you take is losses, is also going to sign on for something that we just don't do here? Like, for Deontay to call it out was so profoundly ignorant and showed such a lack of understanding to what we're doing. And for him to not have a manager or a PR agent or a friend grab him after the first time 2 years ago he spoke these stupid words that he and Francis will box and they'll do MMA. It's only fair. You come to my backyard, I come to yours. Like, as noble as he felt when those words were coming out of his mouth, there was nothing even slightly interesting about that. In fact, you go the other way. You go, oh my God. Like, I'm not going to see them box. I'm not going to see them do MMA. I, as a fan, am not willing to watch them do both. If they, in fact, have a conflict and we can resolve it quickly, I will get on board. He suggests the opposite. Now, he does this 2 years ago. It is one of the dumbest tactics I've ever seen in this sport. And all I do all day is watch tactics that usually turn out to be dumb. But this was the dumbest. Son of a bitch, 2 years, 5 interviews, his inner circle, later, he does it again. He is now calling for Francis, and he doesn't know which way to go. He never met a boxing promoter that wants that fight. He never met an MMA promoter that wants the fight. So now he's going after a boxing MMA promoter, which doesn't exist. That person isn't out there. And he's going after a fight with a guy. It's just a strange call out, and it's a waste of time. And generally, I want to put this towards the gun-toting Chael Fear and Deontay. I want to do that. I would tell him what a bad idea is. I put the boxing gloves on. I just go beat him up myself. Generally, that's how I would do this. I would go after the manager for being so stupid. But something tells me, because you can't get to this level of dumb Like, what Deontay has done here is such a level of dumb that I don't think you get there with a bad manager. I think you get there if you don't have a manager. If I had to guess right now, Deontay is operating alone.